What's up? What's going on, my friends? We are here to talk about the absolute travesty that Thunder Junction is gonna be. It's going to be a gigantic bag of garbage rotting out in the noonday sun. I'm saying it right here, right now. Well, before we really get into it, let's share the live stream link in the Discord. I'll do that. And then we'll do our initial hellos. And we shall proceed from there. All right. Pop them in the Discord. Okay. Perfect. There we go. Got the thumbnail looking all good. Remember that from earlier today. All right, and we had a poll here to start out the stream. Do you think Thunder Junction will be garbage? The poll has 112 votes. 65% say yes. 35% say no. And obviously, people who have come here, there's going to be a bit of a bias towards saying that it's going to be garbage, right? So I have no idea what the overall sentiment is, but I'm going to lay out all the issues that I already have. But like I said before that, we got to do the hellos. So let's end the poll here. That part's done. And then, yeah, we just got at the top pinned the live stream archive link. So if you missed the stream, missed part of it, and you want to see it later, you can see that over at the archive link that's up there or whatever. Go check out the Hatcher Streams channel. All right. So, oh, hold on. Wrestler Town with the super chat pre-stream that says, I'm here for the garbage. All right. Well, starting out with you up on the board before we do our hellos to everybody. Because normally I don't put my streams up in advance. And so there's normally not a bunch of people already here. Okay. Now where... I'm prepared for most things, but where is the marker? It was like right here, bro. What? Oh, it's on the floor. That's why. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay, so the opening ceremonies. Okay. Wrestler Town, Lord of the Board here for the garbage. Okay, so our hellos. From the top of the list that I have here on my end, we've got Santos, Tarkus, Al, Gossett, Zircon, Jordan, Ned, Yamagoro, Jess, Grasshopper, Kitsune, Spurl, Stomp, Felonious T, Mike K, Rain, Millmaster, Wookie, Kenseki, Grasshopper, Luke, yeah, Eric, Error. Who else? There's a lot of... Beasley, what's up? Nathan, I see you. How's it going, man? We got Hurst, Joe, Filthy, Jeff, Lasagna. Where else? Where did I leave off? Teferi, Nate. I think we're almost there. We got Blight, Gonzo, Drunkle, iRock, and Bull Falcon. We got them all. There, Bull Falcon Super Chat says, one man's treasure is another man's garbage. Or something like that. This is going to be a mixed bag set for sure. And it's going to... The whole thing, it's going to hinge heavily on the fact that it's like a Western theme concept. This is like... I thought that Thunder Junction was going to be a little bit goofy and be like, okay, whatever, you know, like, not that big a deal, probably not the worst thing. But now, after what's become apparent because of Markov Manor, the set that we just saw right before this, right, this set, because of that one, we've got a scenario where it actually looks a lot worse than I thought. Things are not gonna go well. Is how it looks to me overall, like specifically in the world of Magic IPs. I'm hoping Redwall is going to be a good time, right? So I've got some hope for the future I'm hanging on to, but Thunder Junction got downgraded in my estimations of what we're gonna deal with, because it's just gonna be pure absurdity. Oh, hey, Al Super Chat says a quarter or a third of Fallen Empires boxes until a few or less years ago. Fallen Empires was, yeah, I mean, it wasn't worth anything for the longest time, and then the whole collector crazy phase and reserve list stuff made them shoot up, but there's no justification for the actual prices of this stuff, right? Dominic Super Chat says, I'm selling a ton of Karlov Manor, but I got special sauce. Well, you know what, dude? Then you should consider yourself lucky, because the amount of people taking a haircut, or in some cases an outright bath on this, are staggering. It is ugly, bro. It's ugly, and we're about to do it back to back. That's part of what's gross about this Thunder Junction, because Thunder Junction, what's your function? Taking Magic and ruining its chances. That's... We're going into Cowboys and Cowboy. So you know what? There's no point in saying Cowboys and Indians, because that won't be in there, right? There's none of that, right? Because Wizards is focusing on other things, and that's fine. That's not like that's a requirement for a Wild West kind of world, but we're gonna see the checklist of things that kind of make a Wild West world. How many of them are they actually gonna hit? Nathan, do we have a confirmed universe beyond Redwall, or is that a Bloomborough placeholder name? It's a Bloomborough placeholder name. If I said Redwall, that's because they brainwashed me. Everybody else has brainwashed me, and I just apparently have exchanged the two because everybody calls it Redwall. But I've never seen Redwall. I don't know Redwall. So they've got me. They got into my head, Nathan. Help me. Help me. Speaking of getting into my head, in today's video, I talked about, like, Kellen the Kid, right? And, like, it's obvious that it's Billy the Kid. Like, very, very incredibly obvious, to the point where I didn't feel like I needed to address it. But there must have been something about the way that I said Kellen the Kid, because a bunch of people are like, it's actually from Billy the Kid, and I'm like, did I sound like I don't know what, like, who Billy the Kid is or any of that? Because I'm not really into Western stuff, but that, he feels pretty well known enough that I didn't bring it up, because I figure, like, everybody knows, and it just, I was pointing out what less people, I figure everybody knows Billy the Kid is, but not everybody might know Kellen is Oko's kid, because, surprise, surprise, one of the problems Thunder Junction is going to have is a complete lack of, like, flavor cohesion. And Ned, don't squat with your spurs on. Super Chat it's an amazing statement to make. Don't squat with your spurs on. It's a very distracting one to make as well. So you've got this Thunder Junction where, what's the story? Like, what's the story of Thunder Junction? For real. What is it? Like, what's the story of Thunder Junction? The story of Thunder Junction is Oko's trying to find his dad. Did you know Oko's trying to find his dad in the first place? Like, how much time is spent on Oko's story of trying to find his dad? Let's nail down the lead up to Thunder Junction. Oh, Ned, handing out Hatcher memberships. Nicely done. 5 memberships. Lasagna, Error, Nate, Wrestler, Beasley, all memberfied. And you know what? That makes Ned the member lord. Dun, dun, dun. So we start out with a situation where originally there was some attempt to, I don't know why they chose to connect Oko and Kellen in the first place. Like, I really don't see the purpose of it, but I don't automatically object to it. I wish that it had been something they originally planned to do, because then maybe Kellen's abilities would actually overlap with Oko, but there's no real connection. Like, Kellen has, yeah, maybe he's like red-green with like nature magic blades or whatever, but Oko's a shapeshifter, so there should be some of that. I don't know. Just going, he's a fae, but I don't know. That might be a little bit too much on the nitpicky side, and that's fine. If some of the things that I bring up sound a bit nitpicky, it's all good, man. I did a positive video going over positive stuff, and now I'm here to air out all of my concerns and everything that compounds together to make this into like what is going to be just a nightmare, most likely, for LGSs and a bunch of players. Because for real, I don't know. Actually, that's a great idea for a poll right now. I don't know. We're just going to use you guys as a sample group here. Do you like Westerns? Do you like Westerns / Western themes? Is that something you're into? Like, I can get into something if the story is good enough. I can go into almost any genre. But for me, here's my experience with Westerns. Westerns were like a dying breed of movie when I was growing up, essentially, where they had them, but they were making fewer and fewer and fewer of them because people just didn't care too much about going to them, so they weren't churning numbers, right? And then, I don't know, like I liken it to kind of what happened with Marvel, where they made superhero movies into a thing for like decades, and people liked that stuff. And now it's kind of like, bleh, right? So with the Western stuff, obviously part of it is going to be my personal bias. And I don't care for Westerns in the first place, but this whole shoving of things that don't fit into the world of Magic, it doesn't work, man. And people who just go, it's fine, just like accept it, there's no problems, there's nothing, like everybody can have whatever they want. It's like if you were into My Little Ponies and they had all these My Little Ponies, and then like you just had, I don't know, like some random like SpongeBob SquarePants comes in and he gets down on his hands and knees and starts crawling around, and you're like, what's going on? He's like, I'm a My Little Pony. And it's like, what? No, but like you're not a horse. And then Master Chief comes up. Hey, you don't decide what a horse is. I'm a horse too. This is My Little Pony. Anyways, let's get that fat sumo wrestler from Street Fighter 2 in here, and let's get Martha Stewart in here. They're all on their hands and knees. We decide what a horse is, bro. This is My Little Pony now. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any more time for Apple Butt Toucher and Thumberstrom or whatever they're called, Flapplejacks. We don't have time for them anymore because we're too busy rolling out the new IHOP, like the IHOP dude who's also, we didn't even make into a horse for no reason. Like, it's just, they're just cramming crap that isn't Magic into Magic, and they're making no effort. Like, for real, they're making no effort to make it work. You got Kellen, right? In the first set, Wilds of Eldraine, that featured Kellen, he was actually an enjoyable character who had impact on the story, and it felt like what he was doing made sense up until the end of the story, where he just has brain damage. Dominic Superchat says, calm down, I'll talk to Wizards so they only shove things that fit. Listen, man, Wizards isn't going to listen to you. That's why you have to go through a distributor. So don't even. Wizards, they don't even know you exist. You're like, that hot girl in high school knows who I am. She doesn't know who you are, bro. She wouldn't know if you got, I don't know, eaten by a cow. So deal with that. Deal with that reality. So Kellen on Eldraine goes like this. Man, Kellen's main like arc is about how he doesn't know who he is, discovering himself, right? His identity, because he's missing one of his parents. Yeah, he has a stepfather who's a stand-in, but he doesn't know about his own nature. And he thinks, because he feels this longing to go to the woods and whatever else, some kind of deep calling, that perhaps he's half fae. But it's like a flight of fancy, right? Maybe, who knows? Am I? What, like, who is my dad? And he doesn't know who his dad is because I guess his mom just won't tell him or whatever, to the point where he gets intercepted by like a fae high lord who's like, hey man, your dad's amazing. And Kellen's like, you know my dad, bro? And he's like, for real, I do. He is like awesome. But here's the thing, if you want to know who your dad is, you gotta like, I kind of like, we set this plague loose on the world, like me and the 3 witches, bro. And I need you to go and kill those 3 witches, and then I'll tell you who your dad is. And Kellen's all like, okay. And then he just goes off with like no clue of how to do it, which is adorable. I love it. I love the little like like little sheep herder style, like I'm a hero at heart, but I'm also a dumb bumblefuck. Off I go, getting into things deeper than are like good for me. That's fun. I like that as an adventure concept. So they had me in. Let's go. What are we doing? He's got to take down the witches. Doesn't always involve killing them. Cool. You know what? I'm having kind of fun with this romp, even though there are issues that don't make sense. I'm having fun with it. But then you get to the end of the story and you hear like the record scratch, and you're like, come on, man. Come on. For real? Let me get this straight. Kellen goes on a quest to stop 3 witches to find out who his dad is. And then once he's done the quest, and this quest, by the way, is to free the entire world from like a curse. You don't bother to tell us that the curse has been dispelled, so we just presume it is. I don't know. But more aggravatingly, Kellen's entire quest was to find out who his dad is. And he goes back to the Fey Lord and is like, I don't care what happened with the curse. I don't want a boon. I don't need you to tell me who my dad is. I'm just going to wait for my mom to tell me. And then the story's like, and then his mom told him that night. And you're just like, what? And it's like, yeah, he goes home and his mom tells him that night. So he didn't get any reward for the... Why would he... His whole identity, he wants to know this desperately. But he didn't learn anything along the journey that would make him think that he shouldn't get that from the Fey Lord. And like, the Fey Lord owes you a boon. And you're just like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to go home and hang out with my mom. And then his mom's all like, yo, let me tell your stepdad to go away so I can talk about how I got railed by Oko. Like, you don't even understand. You've never been banged by a shapeshifter, Kellen. But for real, your dad did to me 15 ways from Sunday. And I ache for him every day. Like, for real. The story makes sure to tell us that she still wants Oko, like, so bad. And when I read in the story that his dad was Oko, I was just like, why? Why? Just because we know Oko? Remember that guy we got banned or whatever? It's Oko. And it's like, mind blown? Why? It doesn't even make any sense. And it's just like, anyways, your dad's Oko. And he railed me like so good. Let me describe his dong to you, bro. And like, Kellen's just like, wait, my dad is Oko? Wow. Okay, crazy. And she's all like, check it, bro. I'm like actually a witch. I am apprentice witch for like 5 years, right? I was picking Nightshade and then Oko came and picked me up and like he was like, bork, bork. And then you came along, right? But for real, check it. I know you went on this crazy adventure and fought all those witches and stuff, but all along, I've had the power to make magical garments that can like protect you and stuff. The way it's revealed is she's just like, here you go. I made you this crazy shirt. And then the story's like, this shirt is worth more money than anything that anybody in the giant city of Edgewall could ever afford. And you're like, so this witch who's in this cheap little village has this? And Kellen's like, I can't wear this, mother. It will get damaged. It's too nice. And she's like, don't worry about that. There's no like, where'd you get the money for this? None of it. But anyways, don't worry about that, Kellen. I heavily enchanted it with my witch capabilities. So there you go. And you just go, you can make magic garments of protection. And like your kid's like a farmer, man. Animals, you just boom, donkey to the bam, donkey to the brain, boom, you're done. You walk behind the donkey. Your kid can't milk nothing no more. Why don't you make him like protective gear? All the village kids picked on him. But anyways, he's off on an adventure to find his dad, Oko. So then they're just like, so he wants to find his dad, Oko. Anyways, we're going to the Lost Caverns of Eldraine. So, check it out, guys. Guess what you didn't know? Ixalan has an inner core like them lollipops you like to suck on. You get into the inner core of Ixalan, there's all kinds of crazy power and stuff. And don't ask why it's not on the surface. Shut up. But there's all kinds of craziness inside Ixalan. Don't ask why it didn't affect anything before ever. Shut up. So, in the middle of Ixalan, there's like an inner Ixalan, right? And deep in there, there's all kinds of stuff going on. But also, there's Kellen, and he's running from 6 goblins. Later on in the same story, we'll have him hacking vampires, leaping out of midair. But right now, he's running from 6 goblins. He can just kill whatever he wants. Boom, done, right? So he runs up to the vampires like he needs protection from them, and then he becomes Amalia's puppy and follows Amalia around for the whole story. I'm here too. And it's like, aren't you looking for your dad? I don't know, I'm hanging out with Amalia. Amalia, by the way, has an earth-shaking power. She can literally rewrite the world just with pen strokes. Bam! Change the world. That's what it's like. Oh, that part of the world under you is gone. Fall into a hole. Like, She's obscenely powerful. So Kellen just hangs out with her, and then the story ends. But don't worry, because we go to the next world, which is a house on Ravnica, and it's like, dun dun dun, somebody got stabbed. Oh no, who was it? I don't know, Sagana or something. Who cares? Call somebody who can resurrect her. No, let's all act like death is permanent and freak out. Also, nobody call telepaths or any of the people who can really help us figure this out. Call the detective agency. The least effective way on earth to figure this out compared to what we have. They have polygraph orbs, like polygraph machines. We have verity circles, which force absolute truth. I wonder what's better. So yeah, we've got the detective agency where Kellen's been there long enough to establish himself as a trusted part of the detective agency, and he argues with people about how he's like always been an investigator. And you're just like, what? And the story starts talking about, they're like, well, you know what? Kellen's half Fae, so like he can't lie. And it's like, whoa, back it up. Back it up. He would know he was Fae. He would know he's half Fae if he can't lie. He would have figured it out when he was a kid. One of the signs of intelligence of kids is when they start to lie to protect themselves. All children do it. It's a natural thing. And he would notice he couldn't do it. He'd have the instinct and then go, why can't I do this? Oh, wait, Fae can't lie? And I can't lie. Huh. I wonder what oh wow, what a great way to kind of undo the entire previous story or make Kellen look like a complete moron who can't figure anything out, but also was an investigator all his life. So he's an investigator, and he's just there because he's looking for clues about his dad, which in the entire story involves asking Kea once, yo, have you seen my dad? His name's Oko. And Kea's like, nah, sorry. And he's like, oh, it sucks. And that's it. That's all the time he spends looking for his dad because it's real important. Also, every time we see Kellen is different, significantly different, like crazy different to the point where it's like, bro, if you're going to staple Kellen into every set, can you pick what he looks like for real? Can you pick what he looks like? It's like, this is just we haven't even gone to Thunder Junction yet. Dominic Super Chat says, take a breath. All right, I will take a breath. I'm going to take a bow. Like Madonna. Say goodbye. Thanks for the Super Chat. I will. Okay. So, you have the story lead up to Thunder Junction now, where Kellen's just been investigating on Ravnica, and now he's gone to Thunder Junction, I guess, because he got the lead that led there. What is actually satisfying about them meeting at all? Like, can anybody explain that part to me? What is satisfying about Kellen meeting Oko? Oko presumably doesn't know about Kellen. Either he doesn't know or doesn't care about Kellen and is selfish as hell, right? And Kellen just like, I want to know who my dad is. And he's like, I met my dad. Oh, and it's like Kellen's like bulky Bartokomous. Hey, give me a hug. Let's do the dance of joy. But like, what's there? It's so shallow. And it's a Western is literally all that Thunder Junction has to offer. And like, I realized as I was looking over the Markov Manor set and really piecing together how stapled and mashed together it is from Capenna, Ravnica, and then just other elements where you're like, this is Kaladesh. Like this, look at it. It's Kaladesh. And you're just putting it in here going, it's Ravnica. Here, check out this Ravnica with Art Deco in the background. Like they're just, whatever, man. We're just shoving whatever in. And so like they put detective hats on other cards that were in Ravnica to try and hide the fact that like it's all just twisted nonsense. The only reason there's a detective agency for Kellen to be a part of is because they took all the law enforcement out of New Capenna, which was supposed to be their mafia crime family set. That was the way that it was put to us with the halo and the dirty dealings. But they got cold feet at the last minute because of Twitter morons and went, remove all the law enforcement. And somebody said, doesn't that mean that this isn't a like a crime and law kind of set because there's no law? Shut up! Shut up! Just gut the set. You know how we have these, you know how there's like cards that's like meeting of the 5 heads of the family and stuff, and you look at the artwork and you're like, check out the meeting of the 5 families. Like, what's this? This looks like a major story element. The meeting of the 5 ruling heads of the entire city. Like, this is a big deal, right? But 2 of the guilds didn't even make an appearance, right? So it's because they were like, oh, there's no police. We swear there's no police in Capenna. And then the crime families become the government. And everything makes no sense where it's like, why are you pretending you're criminals when you're the government? This is just the way you choose to operate. This is very baffling. Everything about Capenna was baffling. You had Ob Nixilis there, and his plan was to get to, he had Halo, and he was using the Halo that he had to bribe gang members to join him so that he could use them to get more Halo so that he could build his own gang. And like the whole time I'm like, you're like a powerful planeswalker, way more powerful than any gang leader. And like, these are gangs. So I know how that works. You just walk in and you go, who's in charge here? And you scrunch their head and you're like, that was the wrong answer. I'm in charge here. Any questions? Good. That's how it goes. And so he doesn't do that. And you go, okay. And then at the end of the story, the guy writing the story is like, I'm next. Okay, it's time to be part of the story. And he stands up. And what does he do? He goes to where the gang is. And he's just like, what's up? And he tears through the whole gang in 4 seconds. Find the gang leader and ends him. And it's just like, so. And then Elspeth pokes him, gives him pen-sized hole in the neck, and he's just like, ah, and Plains walks away. You're just like, what is going on? Like, this is the lead up. They put more effort into that than they did Markov Manor. So you have a bunch of these artworks they have kicking around, and like, we gotta use them. Capenna's like a big cityscape. Ravnik is a big cityscape. Just staple them together and like, yeah, but how are we going to explain all these idiots in like trench coats and like what's with all the dusters and fedoras? People are going to notice it's not Ravnica. Psh, okay, I hear you. What if we took like, you know that steam elemental that's flying high above Ravnica? Like, what if we put like a fedora on it? Are you serious? No, but I'm not done. You know that Orzhov artwork where there's a vampire like leaping down like out of the rafters or whatever? What if we put like a bowler hat on him and it's like, this is your answer? We just put some hats on Ravnica guys and go, it's always been like that? And it's like, well, how do we put guild marks on? Oh, no, that's done. We're not guilds. Yeah, no, we're going to use guild leaders like guilds are a thing, but we're not going to put guild marks on it. None of it. Actually, yeah, it was yesterday's live stream where that came up, where someone's like, Wizards is just making it harder for themselves to do the guild structure going forward. It's like, that's over. Ravnica's the hub now, and they're just going to shove a dub anything into it. So, like, they've got this set where they go, so if we've got all these guys, what are they? Well, they can't be police. Because Twitter people. Yeah, but Twitter people are also really stupid. So what if we just use a different word? Like, they only know, like, words like ACAB, but there's no, like, ADAB, right? So you dab on the haters. Detective starts with D. Let's give them the D. So here you go, dum-dums. They're detectives. Detectives aren't police. What they do is they just investigate crimes and apprehend criminals, you see. That's got nothing to do with them. So here you go, we got detectives. And then someone was like, well, how do you justify the fact that we've already got the Boros, which are already the people who go out and are really good at arresting people, and like they're the police guys, and then we've got the Azorius, who are like the actual judges and stuff like that. Like, they already have a perfectly functioning law system. How do you justify cramming in this like weaker system? And then that guy was screamed out of the room, and they just went, we're doing it. And here we have this stupid set where they're like, check it out, evidence locker got broken into, and we got case spells and everything. And it's like, okay. But they put it on Ravnica. What does Thunder Junction have? You have nothing. You don't know what Thunder Junction is. You don't know what it is. Here's what we know. It's a Western. It's got Oko and his son. Who cares? Because what's built up about that? What's at stake? A heartfelt reunion? Kellen's not going to be affected by it one way or the other. If he's sad, he'll be sad for a second. Like, what's going to happen? Nothing. They don't do impactful writing or character development. I expect they'll probably just ignore everybody's powers for this set because they have to make it fit into the Western world, right? Like, bro, what are the key things that you think about for a Western world, right? Put 'em up, partner! 6 shooters! Right? For real. That and howdy, partner, the hats. Well, guess what Wizards isn't putting in there? At all. At all. Right? Guess what we got? Crossbows. They got a deck called Quick Draw with a fucking crossbow. Crossbow is not a quick draw item, you stupid bitch. You gotta put a bolt on that. You have to load a bolt onto a crossbow. Like, crossbows take time to reload. They are not super fast, quick draw items. And if the argument becomes, oh no, don't worry, they don't like fire bolts, then it's like, so how does it work? It just fires magic. Why does it have the crossbolt hinges and the stock and everything when it's just a magic wand then? What do you mean? If you just point it and it emits a magic beam that hits somebody like a blaster, that's just a magic wand. That's just a magic anything. So you have to tell me why everybody has them shaped like crossbows, right? Why does everyone have them shaped like these impractical nonsense devices that would be slower? Why is that? Why is that? Because you desperately want to do a Western world, but you're terrified to actually have one of the most iconic parts of it, where they're like, if we just make them crossbows and they're all just holstered, like so many of them will just be holstered, so you can just pretend and assume, but like you can't have 6 shooters, man, because those can hurt people. But crossbows and blowing people's heads up with magic and stuff, that's family friendly for the kids. It's just this absurd dance that they do. So they're not going to put in what actual Western fans want. They're not going to put in what Western fans actually want. You're going to get the most generic, tumbleweed, dumb fuck bullshit. This town ain't big enough for both of our moms, so let's show up in Spurs and see who can shoot a magical crossbow at each other faster. And it's like, sorry, why is this thing's not just addressed through it's a world full of villains. Oh yeah? And are they going to square up for one-on-one shooting battles? Because that's not how villains operate. You get that, right? You understand that. And if, for fuck's sakes, if you have fucking Vraska, the Gorgon, the fucking Gorgon who can kill you by turning you to stone just with her eyes, on top of actually having fucking magic, like, she is a killing machine. Which also, by the way, Phyrexia. Guys, Phyrexia's coming and they're changing everything. Everything's changing forever. It's amazing and nothing will ever be the same. Check it out. Oh no! They got Vraska. She'll never be the same. So anyways, Vraska shows up in Thunder Dumb Fuck Junction and she's all like, bow, 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 gooba, 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 gooba. I like crossbows now. And it's like, but you have like petrifying gaze and like magic, like actual magic. Yeah, but like, for the cards, I have to be holding one of these because we're cosplaying or something. It's going to be a bunch of disparate art they had kicking around, and they're going to do the same bullshit that they did with this set, where they just paint crap on them and go, oh, that's why it fits in. Like, they took the one chick from Ravnica, the one Boros chick, and they painted a trench coat and fedora on her, and she looks so stupid. So stupid. Hold on. I gotta bring up the image. I gotta load up the image of Oko and fucking Kellen. Like, for real. For real. What the ever-loving fuck is this shit? Look at it. Look at it. Look at Kellen. Look at Kellen. Look at how fucking old he is. Look at his pointy ass ears. What is he doing here? He looks like, look at him and Oko. Who's the fucking son? Who is the young child of the guy who apparently banged this chick a decade and a half ago and never gave a shit? Daddy went out for smokes and now he's hanging out in Thunder Junction, which, by the way, is a really stupid name for a plane. It's a really, really dumb name for a world, man. For real. Thunder Junction is fucking stupid. You're gonna have a Western world with garbage design, spells called "this town ain't big enough for the two of us," fucking artifacts like spittoon and sarsaparilla and just, spurs. Just dumb crap, man. Lazy garbage. Overpriced crap. Cards will be printed to such a poor standard. And it's just going to be a bunch of like, bro, if you look at the artwork for the Commander decks, Liliana's clearly in her artwork from the fucking wedding set. They just went paint some shit on this bitch. So she's still in her fucking wedding gear or whatever, man. I can't fucking even with this. I can't even. They got a little fucking cactus baby too, where it's like, what's this supposed to be? Baby Yoda Mandalorian guy? Is that what this is? What is it? What is it? What's gonna happen? Is Oko gonna fucking hug Kellen? What is gonna be satisfying about Thunder Junction? Oh, okay, we got 123 votes, and 2/3 you like Westerns. Well, then I guess there's something going for Wizards. I guess there's some appeal, I guess. But man, in Magic, for real, it's dumb. Filthy Thunder Junction's the name of the whole plane. You thought it was the name of a location on a plane? What plane? It's like New Capenna. When they're like, hey, it's New Capenna. Is that it? And then they went, that's a city. On what plane? They didn't tell us the plane. It was so stupid. The story starts out with fucking a Johnny telling Elspeth, you're from New Capenna. He doesn't tell her what world it is. And it's like if you and I were interdimensional travelers and I met you somewhere and you're like, I'm trying to find my home world. And then one day I told you, bro, you're from New York. Oh, I'm from the world New York? No, you're from New York City. Oh, okay. Yeah, bye. Wait, what world? Fuckface? What is this? Magic lore is fucking infuriating. It's infuriating. It's gotten so fucking bad. And they expect us to give a shit. Who cares about Kellen? I liked him in the fucking first set. And now he's just showing up going, look, it's Kellen again. Look, it's Kellen again. Look. Like what? Why? What's going on? He's looking for his dad. For why? What for? He wanted to know if he's half Fae. Now he knows he's half Fae. What's he going to gain by meeting his dad? His dad didn't give a shit about him his whole life. What can it matter? They're not going to have any good payoff. Why would they? They're never going to go back here. We're never going to go back to dumb fuck Junction. Gee, it's just going to be overpriced crap that some stores are going to get stuck with. Fewer stores are even going to buy because of how bad Karlov Manor did. The set's doing terribly. Terribly. So it's just more of the same. It's more lazy garbage with no underlying world. The only benefit that they have from the whole no story or anything at all, is the fact that because they don't have a pre-existing world, then they don't have to worry about, well, this stuff doesn't feel like when you got the Capenna stuff shoved into Ravnica. It doesn't feel like it fits there. Thunder Junction can be whatever, but they're going to have a hard time creating anything that feels cohesive. They're really just like going as generic as possible with this crap, man. So yeah, Ned, you hate Westerns. I don't hate them. I just have no interest in them, right? So, but I do have interest in adding some more root beer to my cup. So I'll be right back. All right. It's time for calm down with a chocolate chip cookie moment. Spurl, you think Magic Lore is going to be replaced by other IPs and crossovers eventually? I mean, it's already happening. They've already said 2/3 of the lineup, not 2/3, sorry, 1/3 of the lineup for each year is going to be just in main releases. And it's going to creep into more things. The only thing that stops them from going full tilt with it is that licensing is expensive and it eats into the margins because Magic has amazing margins. And the problem is they've spent like years now like shaving off costs in different ways so that they can crank those margins. And now the only way they can really crank margins is by doing less work and increasing prices. And so that's what we're seeing now. Just where they're like, yo, forget it. Stop commissioning new artwork for these sets and use what we have laying around. Just pay, maybe that's why Oko's in Thunder Junction. Because they had extra Oko artwork around because they were doing 2 Eldraine sets. That's what it is. Oko is in Thunder Junction because they were originally doing 2 Eldraine sets in the first place. When they did the first Throne of Eldraine, it was supposed to be a 2-parter, but they scrapped the second part. So they probably had Oko artwork left over there, and Oko was so powerful and he got banned, and they're like, okay, well, we're the Planeswalker card, what are we going to do? So they probably just had Oko artwork kicking around, and they just painted cowboy hats on him. So, like, bro, we went from Markov Manor being slap detective hats on everybody, slap fedoras, everybody gets a hat, now to when you look at the commander decks, everybody's got a cowboy hat. Like, it's literally just take the Magic characters and put cowboy hats on them. That's the level of effort that went into this. They're driving this shit into the ground, man. Oh, Cinder Shadow talking about Rosewater. People have said, we're concerned about the universe beyond, the proliferation of those, and we're worried that you're not going to make that many like in-world Magic worlds anymore. And he's like, you don't have to worry. Let me list all the worlds in development that are Magic IP. And he's just, because they're all like, I don't know, sports related, like not the sets themselves, but the code names they use. He's basically just going, don't worry, we've got jumping and dancing and skiing and tennis and basketball and aerobics and all, like, and it's just like, okay, but like, that's what these are. This is an in-Magic IP. It's garbage. It's crap. It's stapled together nonsense. Thunder Junction is an in-Magic IP that's going to be trash. So, the fact that, don't worry, we're still developing more in-Magic worlds. We just have all these rules now where we have to do tie-ins like Clue and like really lazy, crappy things that don't feel like Magic at all. I don't understand the desire to have a Western in Magic the Gathering. I genuinely don't. Like, would you enjoy it if there was a Western movie where, like, you're just watching one of your favorite Western movies, I don't know, like Clint Eastwood or whatever, and then, like, a fucking dude just runs in with a magic wand and just goes, I use my wand of magic missile, and I use it at 11:59. Ho ho! I'm the quick drawest of them all. Wizard away! And then he flies away on a magic fucking carpet. Like, would you find that satisfying as a fan of Westerns? Would you find that jarring, bizarre, strange, off-putting, or would you go, yeah, cool. This is what I came for. Ned, yeah, I'm with you, buddy. I never thought I'd miss the Gatewatch either, but it's like, can we go back to planeswalkers fighting giant threats instead of worlds now where planeswalkers pretend their powers don't exist. Like, okay, I could have fixed this. Even if there weren't people on Ravnica who could already fix a problem. She could go to any world and grab somebody who could fix a problem. But she just didn't. She just stayed because she felt bad or something? I don't know. I read the story, but for the life of me, I can't understand why. It's a good cookie. Ninjar's super chat says that he loves Magic except when he's playing against French Canadians. They only play counterspells and zombies, and they smell like gas station sushi. Wow, you got some strong opinions, buddy. You're welcome, Ninjars. You're Lord of the Board. So yeah, this concept it's just total nonsense. It's total nonsense. It's like, hey, it's a Western, except like the thing the Westerns are known for. We got the hats, but we can't do the other thing. And it's like, why are you even doing this then? Why are you even doing this? Like, literally, we got to avoid all the shooters, but it's like you're doing things like Fallout too, man. Like, I don't get it. I don't get what the end game is. To just dilute the overall game. And, like, you have people who have stuck around for the long haul, and Magic has been an amazing thing with its own identity for a long time. For a long time. So, anything outside of that, I'm not a fan of to start with. I can't believe Kaladesh was just the tip of the iceberg, but here we are. Here we are. How long will it be before there are like... Yeah, they go Thunder Junctions in Magic IP. Does it feel like it? No. No, it doesn't. They just went Western world is now part of Magic. Why has nobody ever been here before? What's even relevant about this place? And explain to me why people use crossbows. That's going to be a big one. Explain to me why people are using crossbows as their weapons. Like, characters we know are planeswalkers and whatever else. We don't even know who the planeswalker is going to be in this set. How many people still have their sparks? Doesn't matter. Ravnica's the hub of everything now, because that's how they ended the Markov Mana story. By the way, Niv Mizzet goes, I didn't care about what was happening. Even though I'm super smart and powerful and have tons of agents at my disposal and could have done something about this, I'm just going to say in the story, doesn't matter. Even though that kind of goes against my character as the guy who's all about Ravnica and being the guild pact, but sure. It just doesn't matter to me. By the way, I got Omen Paths leading to every world. We're making Ravnica the hub. You in, Prof? Sure am. Give me $8. Okay. And then, you know what? They're going to set up a toll booth so that when the monster truck race is happening, you guys can cast a toll booth and be like, target player can't attack with their monster trucks unless they pay you $4 manas. What happened, man? What happened? Wild West dumb nonsense. Everybody's got crossbows. Oh. And it's just going to be a bunch of whatever art they had laying around. Like, absolutely. You know it will be. Why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be? They can just paint cowboy hats onto every card. It's Magic the Hattening. Come on, get your hat. Because it's it. I'm just going to put different hats on people for every set. And why does Kellen look like he's 30? It would be wild to see what it's like actually inside Wizards of the Coast. You know what I mean? And what leads to this. Because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's so disjointed. And like Slapdash, the stuff they put together it's put together so quickly. And they have less people working now, right? Like they've literally trimmed down their workforce and they're expecting the same or more profits. And they're making products like this. Like Karlov Manor didn't do well as a product. So you know what that means? That means another product this year has to make up for that shortfall. There can be no failure to progress, and they're only allowed to have a 5% loss at most this year because that's the projections that they gave. And they're going to have something worse than that for sure. Because look at this, man. Lord of the Rings only moved things by like 1% or 2%. Like a set that made hundreds of millions of dollars only moved things by 1% or 2%, partially because of the licensing. They had to spend a bunch of money on licensing. But they're not spending any time making sure their own properties make sense. It's a bunch of stapled together crap. They got Kylox on the box, but Kylox didn't matter in the story. He did nothing. Kylox literally existed for like 4 minutes to be like, what do you want, Prof? Go away. And then he walks down a hallway and boom, boom, just done. Just done. He doesn't exist anymore. And then in the end, Prof's like, you know what, man? Kylox was a really smart guy. And he wouldn't have been involved in this project if it wasn't really good for him to be involved in it. So what you do must be real good and important. And it's like, yeah, this guy, I'm so glad that like almost everything we've seen about Kylox is just some fucking exposition from other people because he's done nothing in the story. But you're gonna give us cards that are like his vehicles and shit, and you're gonna send out posters with the fucking wrong name, where they have the name Ustith on the poster. Where it's like, oh yeah, we used to have that name. Who knows why we changed it, but we did, and fuck you, and we didn't change and fix it for the poster, because whatever, you don't matter. None of this matters. We're on to the next thing. We want all the money, and you can just go to hell. There's less and less care put into it. The card quality's gotten progressively worse. Thunder Junction is going to be a bunch of lazy crap with some busted nonsense shoved in there. And you know what? It'll be fun to see how full of fucking shit they are when it comes to the epilogue stuff, too, where they're like, we knew epilogue sets like Aftermath were going to be awesome because we wanted to tell you guys more in the story. That's what it's all about. Fuck you, asshole. No, it wasn't. It was about trying to sell us less cards for a higher price. And it failed miserably because it was like, wait. You don't want to pay a high price for booster packs where there's only like 5 cards and you get 3 of the same card? But story! Oh, really? I can see 3 cards of the story? Fuck you and your mother, bro. So then they're just like, oh no, this sucks. Like, we got to shove it into the list slot on Thunder Junction. So you watch. See how many of the list cards that you fucking get from Thunder Junction actually advance the story or any kind of epilogue. We'll fucking look at them together. We can do a live stream or something. I should make a note. I'll make a note. Hopefully I won't lose it. A note. We'll take a look. We'll take a look at the epilogue cards. And we'll go, oh, does this feel like Wizards of the Coast? We'll do it. Does it feel like they were telling us a bunch more story? Or does it feel like it was a bunch of crap that was left over that they're just trying to sell us extra? Like it's just a bullshit ripoff. We're like, you should just be willing to buy products that you can't draft and that are full of kind of like, because of story, man. That's totally the reason. Fuck you. You fucking put no effort into your stories, you fucking dickheads. Nothing makes sense. You print out story spotlight cards, you print the cards and then put announcements going, sorry, the special edition of this story spotlight card has unfinished artwork. You might not look like the right person. Yeah, because you airbrushed them in. Because you just went, this is the story now. This is what happened. Like, it's so stupid. So yeah. How could Thunder Junction not be garbage? We just got this. Thunder Junction was designed by the same crackheads going, we could sell them 5-card boosters. We could do anything. How did Magic 30 not fucking teach you, right? Commander Masters also just a dumpster fire. Just a dumpster fire. Thunder Junction sounds like it's a show like Magic Mike Strippers. Yeah, it kind of does. That's why I make stories. We'll just buy other people's stuff. The in-world stuff being lazy garbage is the worst. It's the worst. MK says the great magic freeze is upon us. Join the freeze today. You know what? There are a bunch of people who have literally said, I'm not buying any more magic cards. I got what I need. I can play with it. I'm having a good time. I'm not buying anymore. Other people have scaled their purchases down. I haven't heard of anybody scaling their purchases up, right? It's not showing. It's not showing. Things are headed in a rough direction. Everywhere you look, Karlov Manor's doing bad. So people choosing to freeze them out. Can't blame them. MK, you are the new lord of the board, freezing style. Thanks for the super chat, buddy. Jess, you're arguing with people about something about people being in the Marvel comic universe. Well, have fun with that. That's outside my area of interest. So moving on. That's right. Ninjors, $4 mana monster truck vehicles. Yeah, bro. There's already a card called Gravedigger, right? So, why wouldn't they? They're doing a Death Race set. They actually are. Like, it's not until next year. I hope, pretty sure, right? What is the schedule for this year? I can't even keep it straight. I know Bloomborough comes in September. Like that's what I'm hanging on for. I'm hanging on for Bloomborough. Because this Thunder Junction is the Death Race set this year? Oh, maybe it is. I don't know. Heath says, yeah, there's a Thunder Strip show in Oregon. My wife and her friend wanted to go. I believe it. I don't even have to search it up. I believe it. Horror said, oh, wait. Yeah, do we have Duskmorn, the gigantic living house of horror? Right? Is that what that is? A lot more interesting than we're going to welcome to Karlov's. Nothing's gonna happen. Like, that's... it was so funny reading Niv Mizzet go, none of that mattered. And it's just like, well, Niv Mizzet's not like that, but sure. And then it's like, when Prof goes, Niv Mizzet knows that death doesn't really matter on Ravnica because it's not really permanent. And it's like, then why was everybody acting like it was? Why was it a huge deal about all of this? Oh, Tristani's just like, ha, la, 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 I murdered them all. And then there's like, okay, they're back to life now. All right. Oh, no. You know, like, the whole story of the Markov Mana stuff, pretty sure they cut Oba off of Tristani and, like, buried her in the garden or whatever. Because you got that one card that shows what looks like a Dryad's form with grass growing over it, and it would make sense. It would make a lot of sense. The Death Race one is this year as well? Oh. I don't know, man. I don't even want to look it up. I don't want to be disheartened. I can't. I just made it through this Karlov Manor stuff. And, like, I was okay with Thunder Junction until I realized what it was going to be. It's just going to be slop, bro. It's just going to be stapled together slop where they painted cowboy hats onto a bunch of people and made, like, they're just going to pick two mechanics that are near identical and put them together in the same set thinking that's cool. Hey, you can make more 3 casting cost faceless 2/2s with Ward. Ugh, awful. Just awful. Shut up, Ned. Shut up, man. Bro, like, for real, I wish that I could, like, digitally backhand you because, like, no, fuck you, dude. Oh, I want to smack you in the mouth so bad. So bad. Why did you say that? Why? Oh, guys. He said, how pissed off are you going to be when the Bloomborough mice are just old goblin art with fur and the wolves are left over from Innistrad? No. That's what it's going to be. It's just going to be what animal art do you have kicking around? I don't know why. I thought for a second there'd be anything else. Why am I? It won't. It won't. It won't. That's what it's going to be. It's just going to be leftover animals. Why am I getting my hopes up, man? Oh, no. Oh, no. Uh-oh. I'm untethering from reality. That was what I was holding on to, guys. I don't know what to do anymore. I think the rest of the stream is just going to be me crying piteously, weeping over this thing that was beautiful. It's just gonna be whatever they have laying around. It's just gonna be a bunch of animals they have laying around. Oh God, it's probably gonna suck. It's gonna have no story. And then Peter Rabbit said, "I don't know. Let's go for a walk or something." But then Uggity Buggity was like, "Hey." He had a pie in his heart, so he took a pie. Don't touch my pie. But then some rabbits showed up, and they were angry or hungry or something. I don't know. Wait, hungry. So then they ate some carrots, and the set will be $420, please. This is hell. That's what it is. I figured it out. It all makes sense now. Guys, remember before when I used to say that I was in a coma and things were too good and life was great and everything? I figured it out now. This is hell. You don't start at neutral and then take somebody down. No. You build them up. You build them up. You build them up. And then you crash them down. And that's what this is. This is hell. I finally understand. Mysterious Super Chat says, they're trying desperately to bring the next generation of kids into Magic. If they can't get the kids excited to collect the alpha cards and they grow up, the collectible side of the game is over. Oh, and you want to shout out Alpha Hoarder. I like Alpha Hoarder. I'm down with that. I approve that tacked on shout out. Also, you're Lord of the Board. So yeah, this is hell. I get it now. I get it. Broccoli, kids only want TikTok. I don't even know. I don't even know what to do with people who have like no attention spans. Like shorts and stuff drive me fucking crazy. A stupid video where like that feeling when, and then you click on it. Girl! And the girl was from some song. So in the back it's like girl! And they're like lip syncing to it when he's wearing them gym pants. Good girl! Like it's this. I'm right. This is hell. I'm in hell. I get it, man. I fucking get it. It all adds up, man. Fucking TikTok. What am I supposed to go over to fucking TikTok and make 17-second videos where I don't know, fucking dick slang and say Riz no cap kids? Like, holy fucking shit. I can't deal with this 14-second attention span bullshit. It's so empty. It's so empty. I watched some fucking kid on the bus, just like, he had his phone and he just watched like a million videos in like the minute I was watching him. Like, this is fucking crazy. This is crazy. Like, we would spend more time sitting and watching the television guide channel to figure out what we're going to watch. You spend a few minutes picking the show going, I'm losing minutes of the show, right? For like a half an hour show versus this 12-second nothing. This 12-second nothing. They can't fail the whole year? Oh, that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to fail. They are going to fail the whole year. What's going to win? Karlov Manor is a loser. Thunder Junction is a loser. I'm calling it now. It was designed at the same fucking time and by the same crackheads who thought that the Aftermath boosters were going to big hit and they were going to shove Thunder Junction up our ass with an epilogue set. They intended to sell that to us. Now they got to find another product to shove into that production hole while they just went, yeah, we put it into the list thing and we had to sit there and have the accountant figure out how much that figured out the valuation they think it'll be on the secondary market versus the list cards we removed. So it cost us more money to make this and we got to get it from somewhere. Like, it's absurd. It's like they feel like they're entitled to our money. And it's like, look, we'll do whatever, but anything we do makes the product cost more for you. The product never goes down. We will get you to the point where you are going to pay us at least $1 per card. Fuck you. That's not up for negotiation. And it's this absurd, like, you guys are out of your fucking minds. You just told all your old school players with Magic 30 to fuck all the way off, and they did, a lot of them, and just went the proxy route because you fucking condoned it. You're like, look, these Magic 30 cards we made are real special, but they're not real official Magic cards, but they're real special and you should want them and whatever. Hey, why are you just having cheap Chinese proxies? Bill, don't you want the real thing? Yeah, we want the real thing. But we printed these that we're supposed to think these are the real things. Why do you think we put more dual lands in here? Because you're supposed to buy them for Commander. Now buy them. Why aren't you buying them? What is happening? Don't you understand? We told our shareholders for months about how much money this was going to make us, and now everybody is saying fuck you, and even people outside of Magic are refusing to advertise it because the word is spreading so far about what a terrible ripoff this is. Like, for real, man. For real. They've gutted the secondary market, destroyed faith in the secondary market, and yet still somehow expect the secondary market to save them and their products. And they're not doing anything to make good products now. Like, unless it's an IP that's not theirs, their own IPs, they are pissing on. It's crazy how bad Murders at Karlov Manor is. Like, it's criminal how bad of a set it is on, like, every fucking level. And it's the most expensive Magic set ever fucking made in terms of a regular tentpole release. In terms of premier Magic sets, do those terms mean anything to you, by the way, guys? Does Magic's marketing language mean anything to anybody anymore? Does tentpole mean anything to you? Does premier mean anything to you? When you open the cards, do they feel premier? This is a fucking premier tentpole Magic the Gathering release. This is their fucking A game. Like, you're a fucking a-hole. It's so aggravating, bro. It's so aggravating. Broccoli, yeah, I do. I do remember that channel in the movie Idiocracy where they just keep hitting Buddy in the sack. That's what it feels like's going on with Magic, man. They're just getting junk smacked over and over and over. It's crazy how bad this set is, man. Stores having to return it. Distributors just going, we got to start ordering less of things overall because Magic is now like... Magic used to be, I'll get my money eventually, so don't worry about it. Now it's, I need my money and this might never sell. So Magic basically lost its prestige status. Wizards sold it off. And pretty stupid if you ask me, considering that distributors and stores seemed like before they would take unlimited amounts of stuff and somebody would sit on it so they'd be able to sell pretty much everything. And now you got to be insane. You got to be insane to pay full price because it's going to go on fire sale because Wizards ain't getting biters at the full price, man. It's not happening. It's not happening. Pierce, late to the party. You got to watch the archive. Yes, that's the way to do it. For anybody, I guess since we're talking about it, pinned at the top of the comment section or the live stream chat, I should say right now, is the link to the live stream archive. So if you missed the first hour or so of the live stream and you want to hear it all, it'll be over on the archive later on once I get it uploaded when we're done here. That's where the live streams go. Bo, you loved the soundtracks that they released alongside Kamigawa and Kapana. Bro, that kind of stuff is fun. I like the whole, let's get some artists to make music. That's not something they've done that frequently, and it's pretty neat. But I don't think that they get very much of a return on their money. So it probably falls into the same category as like lore money expenditures. And they just view it as a loss overall, even though it does build atmosphere. And it just, all that's getting sacrificed. It's just getting hacked off as line items that are too expensive. and then they do knee jerks and go, well, we do need lore, and we've got like a new recommitment to lore. That's what we've got. They told us we have a recommitment to lore, and then they gave us this, and it's like, this is a recommitment to lore. Yes, follow Kellen as a detective. Okay, all right. And this matters because later he's gonna meet his dad, Oko. Why does that matter? What do you mean, bro? We've been leading up to this for sets. Aren't you like stoked? This is a gripping journey we've been on. And it's like, well, you haven't like, if you wrote one somewhere, anywhere underneath, you didn't tell us. You got to tell us as the people, right? So yeah, man, I thought when they announced Thunder Junction that it would be a set that they would put effort into. But now, I mean, it's literally right after this. How is it not going to be another, we used all the slush art we have kicking around to just staple into a Western set. What is going to be the reason to be in Thunder Junction? Like, why are you in Thunder Junction? And why does everybody use crossbows? Those are some of the biggest questions that I have. And some people will say, I don't care about flavor. I don't care about lore. There's a bunch of people who do. And some people may not even realize they do. But you get a sense of immersion, right? And immersion into things matters. Immersion is the difference between watching a movie and in the movie wondering, where is this guy on the dragon flying to? Instead of thinking, wow, Jack Black, the actor who's flying the dragon, has aged. I can see the age in his face versus high school whatever, right? When you go like this, you go, okay, what's happened is I'm not immersed in this world. So instead of viewing this as the character, I'm viewing it as Jack Black. And the difference between the two impacts how much you enjoy what you're dealing with, right? So when magic is immersive, then it's enjoyable. I have a very, very strong belief that Thunder Junction will not be an immersive Magic the Gathering or Western experience. I think it's going to come up short in both categories and be a hastily cobbled together absolute mess. Millmaster gifted a membership to Luke. Thanks, buddy. He has been recruited. From fighting off Phyrexians to playing with crossbows. Yeah, the crossbow, it's such an absurd choice. I cannot fathom why. It's just like, we want to go for the closest thing we can get, right? Becca, you don't have to be ashamed for getting yourselves Karlov Manor. Look, I went to the pre-release. Like, there's all kinds of different levels of involvement everybody can pick. Some people don't seem to really grasp this, so that might be the reason you feel like this, but I'll explain it to you, bro. You are allowed to hate what Wizards of the Coast is doing. You can hate a bunch of sets. You can hate the flavor, all of it. You can still buy as much as you want. It doesn't matter. Life is short. Enjoy yourself some Magic cards. Who cares? I spend my time talking about all of the criticisms and problems I have with Magic, hoping for improvement, but I enjoy playing Magic. I only got a pre-release kit because, let's be real, it's getting super expensive. A booster box of any set, like its play boosters, $210. $210 because of the exchange rate between Canadian and American and import duties, all that stuff. So, like, that I remember being able to buy booster boxes for like $110, and I just watched it creep up and up and up and up, and I'm like, I can't, man. When a pre-release kit is gonna be like $45-50 just by itself, like, it's just gotten to the threshold where, but if I had the money, like if I had stacks of cash, I'd be buying boxes of the stuff because I like Magic cards. They make me happy. Playing Magic makes me happy. I get pulled into games of Magic quite deeply, right? There's things they call, like, you're in like a flow state where you lose track of time, other things kind of don't exist. That happens for me when I'm having a good time with Magic. I get pulled right into it. Like, I absolutely love it. I've been playing on Arena for like the last week and a half. I don't know, since the Karlov Manor stuff started. I'm already level 22 on the Mastery Pass. I've almost got my little Fedora mole. So I'm still enjoying Magic. And if I was like, I got to stick it to Hasbro and can't support this, well, then I guess I can't play on Arena and can't play the Karlov Manor, because playing the Karlov Manor is supporting Wizards. But also I can't be on Arena at all, because being there is playing, which is being an opponent for people who are spending money on it. Like, who cares? Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself, right? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's why you'll notice, no matter how much I criticize Wizards, no matter what, you don't hear me tell people, don't buy this product, you shouldn't buy it, or whatever. Everybody can make their own decisions. I'm going to tell you the problems. You make your own choices. I want the game to get better. But that's it. That's it. That's it. Have fun. Enjoy life. You know? Nathan, Markov Manor is the first one you haven't bought a draft box since Guilds of Ravnica. There you go. That's a considerable gap right there, right? Between those two sets. Might get a play booster box, or we might skip it. I think a bunch of people feel that way, man. Eric, buying Magic products used to make you happy. Now it feels hollow. Well, that's a very good indicator that it's not time to be spending money on Magic. It sucks to buy something you think that you're going to enjoy and will make you happy, and to sit there and go, I feel nothing from this. Like, that is, I will admit, I'm afraid of that. I don't want to feel that way about Magic, man. Magic means a lot to me, and I'm afraid of Wizards screwing up the game so much that I just stop caring. I don't want that. But if it happens, what are you gonna do, right? That's it. At the end of the day, it's not like it's my son. I don't care about my son anymore. So throw him in the wood chipper or whatever. I don't care. Feed him to the saber-tooths. Nathan, you're less likely to buy Thunder Junction. Well, I understand that. But you got Modern Horizons 3 and Bloomborough to pull you back. There you go. I'm looking for Bloomborough. I'm hoping for the animal action that will be enjoyable. That's it. Ninjas has got it. The game's amazing. The path it is on is not. 100%. 100%. Yeah, I love Magic cards, bro. I got them all over the place. There's stacks of them everywhere. Like, Carly was talking about the coffee table, and she's like, I want to move the coffee table in front of the couch. But here's the thing. I want it to be like a space that I can do things on. And I'm like, all right. It's like, no, I don't think you're getting me. You kind of vibe, right? She's basically like, no. Let me spell it out for you. I don't want this table covered in stacks of Magic cards. Like, that's what it turned into. It was straight up like, I don't want us to move this table here, and then you just stack Magic cards all over it. And in my head, I'm like, that's totally reasonable, and I'll only stack Magic cards on it for short periods of time. That's what I thought in my head. They're everywhere, man. Stacks, 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks there, 2 or 3 stacks here, boxes over here. I love Magic cards. What can I say? What can I say? Harmth, a Magic boost is getting too scratch ticket style for your nature. I mean, I get you on that. They get more expensive, and it's just, you're just throwing your money away. Yeah, Juggling. When it comes to the Heroes of the Realm cards, I mean, Proxion's the only way you really can go, right? Getting the original is going to be impossible. So you just get yourself a replica. What up, Moxman? How you doing, Moxman? Put him in a box, man. But don't give him a fox, man. I still got that picture of you starting a fire. It's in my not used folder on my computer waiting. It's waiting for the day when I drink that fucking pop that you gave me. I'm going to accuse you of trying to poison me, and then I'm going to show the fucking world that you're an arsonist, bro. And it's probably going to be titled something along the lines of Moxman tried to poison me. Although now that I'm archiving the live streams, I might just do it on the live stream. But either way, you are going to be, you get, it's coming. It's coming for you, son. It's coming for you. Broccoli, what, a community cube? So we can all play the official Hatcher format. Oh, it's not my format, man. I didn't come up with it. Anybody can build their own, and I heartily recommend that you do. I got a video telling you how to make one like mine if you want, right? That's another thing. I like cards from my cube that are in-world real Magic cards. That's my favorite. So the more we stray out of that, the more disappointing it gets. Flavor matters. It does. Baka, you got a fold-out table in your bedroom that you've sworn you only have cards laid out on it. There you go. Give yourself an area. I've managed to mostly keep it restricted to this room, which means there's maybe 3 stacks out on the kitchen table and maybe okay, so there's like 1 or 2 boxes full of random cards and some fat packs. There's not that much out there. There's not that much. Luke, you know what? The flavor behind the villainous choice concept, I do like that. Giving an either or where both is bad and just calling it a villainous choice is fun flavor for sure. Spurl, you've only heard legends of Moxman? Well, he's a maniac and I got proof, man. I got proof. I've been on vacation with him. There's murder behind his eyes. You just wait. You just wait. He is a spring compressed, ready to get sprung on somebody. Nathan using Moxman as a price checker. Bino, you think Lake of the Dead is busted and underrated? Well, so am I. I am also busted and underrated. Going on record saying it here, saying it now. MK, your collection's in 20 of the 3,200 count boxes, which you have like almost 5,000 cards in. Yeah, fair enough. You got a big old collection. I used to have way more cards. At one point, I was the guy who kept the cards flowing through the local game store, which meant I needed to have like multiple play sets of everything and anything. So I had like so many of those big 5-row boxes, like so many. But once I stopped being that guy, I had no need to have 30 copies of all this stuff. So I got rid of a bunch of that to guys running game shops. Another game shop. You go, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And now I still have a lot of cards, but I have like a normal amount for one Magic fanatic, I would say. I have within the normal bounds for one regular Magic fanatic. Not as much as I would like to have, as I've been forced to sell some things, a lot of things over the years. But I still got some nice Magic stuff. Slime and a Goblin author is all that matters. Slime Against Humanity is making big waves for people. They're enjoying that. And yeah, the crime novelist uncommon is a big deal as well. And then there's like a couple of mythics worth having. And that's about it. That's about it. Thunder Junction is just going to be... It's going to be hilariously bad. How could it not be? Like, how can you look at everything that's going on and have faith that it's going to be anything other than completely dreadful, right? can't be optimistic about it because it doesn't make sense to be. Crossbows. I really want to know. Like, if the crossbows and shootouts and stuff, it'd be like, this doesn't even make sense, bro. What is going on? Especially with omen paths, so that any world can be connected to whatever, so you can have anything wherever. Nathan, you want them all. You want all the fine luxury cardboard rectangles. It's an understandable instinct. I have been collecting up random cards throughout the years in a number of ways, and yeah, it never really gets old, which is part of the reason that it gets so disheartening when the game is going in such a bad direction. Because I'd love for everything to be great with this game for the rest of my life, but when corporate crazies are in charge of it, you never know how bad things are going to get. Mox, man, yeah, you know what? I mean, Modern Horizons 3, I'm sure they're going to make a bunch of sales on, right? Because it's going to have a bunch of powerful stuff that will, I suppose, necessitate people buying it to play in Modern. Bloomborough definitely got potential. Most potential of the year. That's for sure. That's for sure. It's not a crossbow, it's an aim-assisted wand. Yo, that's essentially along the lines of what I said, where I was just like, yo, if they're not crossbows, then they're basically like wands, like dumb wands with big metal extra crap. And if they're in side holsters, like that's the thing that drives me crazy too, is the chick's got the fucking side holster. Hold on, I'm gonna get the picture. I'm gonna get the picture. Where is it? So like the chick, she's got a crossbow that she's holding, but she also has two on her hips. Like, she's got two in, like, holsters at her hips or whatever. And it's like, how do you pull those out if they have it's dumb. It's so dumb. Look, this guy's got one on his back. Well, look at the curved handle. It's crossbows. And look, you can see him poking up here. Like, oh, scary. Scary. He's got crossbows on his side. Ugh. It's just getting too crazy. Thunder Junction's just going to be more of the same. How will it be any better than Karlov Manor? I'm not going to give up hope on Bloomborough entirely, but I'm not going to pretend like I'm not concerned, right? So, anyhow, it has been fun hanging out with you guys and chatting about this. We will reconvene tomorrow. This live stream will be available on the live stream archive, and I will release it when it's done processing and everything. So I don't know exactly how long that'll be, but it'll probably come out pretty soon. So thanks for being here, my friends. Safe travels to you, and I will catch you all again very soon.